This is Hannibal from the HannibalTV.com. Obviously, there were some victims of the Triple H regime. He's brought back people like the tag team um, from Karrion Kross's group that I don't even remember their names. That didn't wrestle a single match in the time they were released from WWE. But he has released Jinder Mahal, who first signed with WWE in 2009, recently did a successful vignette with The Rock, and then had a back and forth with Tony Khan. And I was thinking at the time of that, is it wise to have a back and forth with Tony Khan? But he's a good guy. I used to be very good friends with Jinder Mahal in Calgary. He was trained by Bad News Allen. Definitely underrated. And his old tag team partner, I've wrestled Jinder a bunch of times, by the way. His old tag team partner, Gamma Singh Jr., uh, who I know is still very good friends with him, is in Impact last I checked, which was a while ago because I don't pay attention to Impact, but he would definitely have an Impact through Gamma Singh Jr. But he's made a lot of money over the years, and definitely I could see him in Great North Wrestling if he doesn't sign with AEW. If he was willing to, because I've always liked Raj. The sad thing about that is, though, after that thing with The Rock, and then they gave him a title match versus Seth Rollins the next week. Had he won against Seth Rollins, he could have had a little run there. He could have got over, but I guess they just didn't want to push him. Also, Veering Zanga have been released. I don't have a clue who they are. X Exiali or Ziali, Xiali. No idea who that is. Zion Quinn. The other thing I'll say about Jinder Mahal, the only match I've ever seen of NXT that I've liked was him against Braun Breaker. But obviously he was demoted to NXT a while ago and hardly used in the last several years. So that's not a surprising release at all. He actually did his WWE tryout in 2009 after I got signed by the previous tryout at FCW. Because he saw that it actually worked and he got signed right out of the tryout. Had a run with that 3MB with Heath Slater, Drew McIntyre. That didn't work. He was released for a while, very short period of time. Then they brought him back with a monster push, gave him the title. And then since that, Triple H, actually, it's obvious Triple H didn't like him. Because what killed Jinder Mahal's career in WWE, they had that big event at the stadium at the peak of Jinder Mahal's popularity, and then Triple H beats him in India. And I remember Billy Graham even commented on that at the time. How does that make sense? What did that do to Triple H? Obviously, it establishes Triple H in India, but he's not even a full-time wrestler by then, but it just killed all of Mahal's heat. And speaking of Seth Rollins, I do think he initially got the injury in the match against Jinder Mahal. But according to Becky Lynch, he's having knee surgery right now. And again, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins contracts expire pretty soon. Tony Jones from Beyond the Mat, we reported earlier this week. He was I've interviewed him a bunch of times. There's a ton of interviews with him on this channel. If you search Tony Jones, the Hannibal TV. Good guy. Had a daughter that passed away really young of cancer. He passed away in his 50s, April 11th, like days after his 53rd birthday, of a heart attack. His friends called 911, and they tried to revive him for over an hour, but they couldn't revive him. Very, very sad situation. He had another kid So hopefully he had good insurance. He was in the insurance business for a while, so I can imagine he probably had good life insurance. And I'm not saying that as a joke. He did have a kid that he talked to. I believe the kid made an appearance in the podcast he did with Jack Kilby on this channel. I'll get back to you guys if there's more news. Yeah, it is tragic, Mike. And yeah, sorry, Jinder. You did have a great run and you made a lot of money, though. I mean, not including the very short time you released, a 15-year run. That's pretty damn good. And I've always been proud of you. So congratulations on a great run.